one particular teacher stood out to me because she was teaching all of those soft skills, you know. Students come in, they shake her hand, they say good morning, they make eye contact. All those things that kids don't always come knowing. And one kid tried to skirt past her and is like, whoops, no, come back here. And it wasn't in a punitive, it was very much a respectful, come on, this is how we behave. Expectation, yes, and it was so great. The kids were they were having fun, testing their wind-powered and just deciding which way. They were so serious about it, but then you'd hear giggles and laughs to go along with that serious.
They didn't hit the PowerPoint of when they went back and they changed
Yes.
what they designed.
Yeah,
I don't
just
think
again.
they would just look at you like I knew something. I know, but they would bend that just. It's like paper airplane, you know, if you do this right. But it was very engaging. So thank you, Paul. I had asked Paul to report anything that we've forgotten to add. For sure.
I just think it's a really cool program. I got to see it when High Plains expanded to Beaver County.
Sure.
And the TAP program was a huge seller on that. When I look, this is school view, I suppose. When I look at the new graduation requirements in 2030, where this board will have the opportunity to designate classes to count for math credit and stuff. I'm looking, and they're giving math credits, science credits, the TAP program in High Plains. It's such a huge opportunity there.
It promotes critical thinking too.
100%.
Yes.
It's
And as a career tech educator, I was very impressed. They said, "Oh, we don't hardly do anything without conferring with their counterpart, you know, because so often they don't. If they don't have someone in their life that lets them mess with the dad's toolbox, you know, we don't know that there's been a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead. Well, it's a huge difference when you're trying to work on something, but it can be as simple as that, and they'll just stop what they're doing and create, which is nice with technology and software. I mean, class lesson on screwdrivers or whatever it is, micrometer readers. They just did all of that. So it was fascinating. And it was just a very rewarding aspect of seeing everybody working together for the same purpose. So
yeah, and the other part that I loved is it's not like just learning about the tools and things. Like they were using plasma cutters.
yeah,
They learned how they had to weld before that 3 weeks was
back
over.
in that welding
You know.
class, they didn't have a table, so they made it.
Right.
And they take a lot of
Yeah.
pride in their table, so it doesn't get scratched up. They don't take their pocket knives and glue their initials into it. That's theirs, and they take a lot of pride in that. They design that and they put it together. So it's really cool. So.
One question, how's the assessment structure for TAP? Like how do they assess or do they grade based off performance, or what's the assessment structure in TAP?
I know there were a lot of projects that they were doing, and I don't know that we even addressed that when we were there. But
We were there the Wednesday before Christmas break.
Yeah.
And so they were kind of like, in my eyes, they were at a point where they had done some research and then it was time to perform, I mean, if you will.
They were
Kinda like their
interviewing
final.
students that day as well.
Pardon?
They were interviewing students that
interviewing.
they brought in people to interview.
They had former students, and maybe high school students.
And that was in the weld class. They brought in people that were actually welders
Right.
to have a discussion with the students about their projects.
So I don't know about
So,
the
I don't know how they
aspect. I
actually
don't know.
grade.
We were just,
Yeah.
we were there probably an hour and a half, and,
No,
and they're on a it's interesting because the class period itself was like 47 minutes, I mean, like a regular class.
Right.
And you think, gosh, how did you get this on?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
but-
like an elective class.
But
is
they go
essentially
out
what-
and they know exactly what their tools are and they go to work. I mean, it's interesting, if you came to Northwest Tech, our halls are very quiet because everybody goes to class. They've got a project, they want to go work on that, that's why they came, that's why they're coming. So I don't know about this school, that's a good question, that's some more work we need to do to find out, but that's a great
We
question.
looked at that, right? That was on the part of that when we expanded
Mhm.
out west. It's a lot of project-based assessment. A lot of project-based. There's still some paper pencil.
Sure.
You still have to do the things, the benchmarks and the things, especially when you give math credits. But it's all project. It's all project-based. Similar in ag business class, with our FA department. Could be a math credit. It's a career tech course. Could be a math credit. It's going to be a lot more project-based. I'm always,
As long as you
somebody else shoot
validate
me
that
for saying
the
that's
skills are there.
Yeah.
A career curriculum is being taught in that. And it's interesting, a lot of times high school kids don't see the value in math. And I think, okay, you're not working on my car. You're not gonna run electrical lines in my house. I mean, if you don't, plumbing, whatever it is, there's just a lot, and that's, they don't see it until something they build falls apart, and the earlier the better, you know?
In the welding, they were doing projects that will be shown at OYE.
Right.
They had their, junk art, is that what it is?
Yeah, it really
Where they
was. They were doing their own,
Yeah, and
Designs
they
out
had
there.
all of these projects that they were preparing for OYE, so I think a lot of it would be rural.
you bet.
Yeah. Well, they had a plasma table there, so that they could program the plasma table to cut the shapes that they needed. Then they had welders, and they could stick stuff together, and I mean, it was impressive.
There's
Yes,
so much geometry and linear algebra that goes into those projects. And kids don't realize they're learning it. And honestly, I was kind of a kid in high school. I didn't understand why I need to know when two trains are gonna collide that left Chicago and LA. When I get to college, I see dollars and bushels of wheat, and a linear line makes sense. And so it's doing that, it's applying those academic skills that we needed to learn to things that interest them. You got kids that, I use a science-based program. I have a kid that gets into health occupations or biomed at the tech center, ends up at a pre-med at the university, and on to doctor school. Where we transition from secondary school to a career tech to a college to a doctor.
And everybody had a
And
little
we
plan.
have it in our backyard. We have these opportunities, so I think that's why I want everybody to go. I just think it's really cool what they're doing. I think the possibilities are endless here, especially with some of the other projects we have on the horizon and some buildings we may have for uses that way. So, anyway.
I would thank Mr. Shears for organizing it. Even being a part of Career Tech, I had never actually gone and watched the TAP program in person. It didn't affect my campus. Hopefully it will now, if we incorporate that with other public schools and maybe some of the area schools. But anyway, so thank you for doing that. And thank you for taking time out here. I mean, the week of Christmas, before Christmas break is never a good time to just be on campus for travel time and this 2 hours.
Everybody survived.
yes.
We all
Right.
And thank you, Mr. Paul, for also going with us and taking time out of your day. So I think it's very enlightening. Thank you for your report.
That's all I've got.
Okay, 4.3 resignations, you don't have anything there? Okay. All right. Fine, items of current business. 5.1, discussion with possible board action, vote to approve contract addendum for Corbin, Mertz, and Haney for the future bond issue construction project.
This is one of them we tabled at our last meeting. This addendum doesn't really change the terms of the contract. They did reduce the amount that we would pay in the bond. Whether it was 6%, industry standard either 6 or 7. They're going to do it for 5%. So they reduced the amount that we paid in. Other than that, everything's pretty. The terms are the same as what's in the original contract. On the recommendation of our attorney, they put it into the AIA format. It's the American Institute of Architects, I think is what it stands for. So put it into that format and kind of drilled down specifically the 2026 bond issue and not just miscellaneous projects.
Right.
Are the two big things, takeaways that I took out of it. So other than that, contracts are the same as what we had approved. We're just getting a little more specific now that we have more specific projects.
Paul, do you have anything specific to add?
No, I mean, we went through a lot of effort just comparing things and looking at things and talking about things, and I'm pretty comfortable with where we are right now.
I would like to thank and commend you and Jane for serving on that committee, because that took a lot of time. There was a lot of information to go over, and I appreciate your time and diligence, because we always want to do what's right by our kids and by our community, so thank you. So, Mr. Shears has recommended that we accept, if I read this correctly, the current contract with Corbin, Mertz, and Haney. Revised, I guess, contract with the 5%.
I move to accept item 5.1.
Thank you.
Second.
Singleton,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Barton.
Yes.
5.2, discussion with possible board action to vote to approve a contract agreement for Tyler Construction for the future bond issue construction project.
Same thing, it's addendum. Kyler Construction's original contract 2 or 3 years ago was already in the AIA format. So what you have there is just, it's literally the addendum that our attorney drafted, drilling down 7 miscellaneous projects, 2026 bond issue, to include that as part of the projects for the school. So other than that, the terms of that contract's the same.
Same thing.
And thank you again, Paul. Do I hear a motion to accept?
I move acceptance of item 5.2.
Second.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Pingleton,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
5.3, discussion with possible board action vote to approve an offer of employment to applicant number 1 and applicant number 2, non-certified positions for the remainder of the 25-26 school year.
The first applicant brought Jamie Carey, offered her a paraprofessional position. The second applicant is Aiden Abshir as a custodian at the middle school. I recommend to hire both of those individuals.
I entertain a motion.
Motion to approve item 5.3 is presented.
Second.
Hanson,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Pingleton,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
5.4, discussion with possible board action vote to acknowledge acceptance of the following donations. And I'm just gonna, there are 3 of them, and I'll let you just kind of lump it. May we lump them together, Ms. Terry, or you
Yes.
want to vote on them individually? So we
Together is
shall
great.
lump them together as donations. So, Mr. Shears?
The first one is a donation of $30,000 from Alva State Bank to Longfellow Elementary. I'm going to let Ms. Tucker describe the grant she applied.
We applied for a grant for an art sensory lab, and still kind of developing what that will look like. But some art installations, some sensory for not just, we have specific students that need that consistent sensory input, output, but also just as a whole for all students to be able to participate in. And so we're looking at putting that in our workroom. We're going to kind of reconfigure the way our workroom looks, and it's a rather large space, and we're going to take half of it and do this art sensory lab, and then the other half will be the workroom. So we're very excited to receive this grant. Very thankful.
That $30,000 had a $10,000 donation from an anonymous person to the Alva High School Speech and Debate. That's the $10,000 donation we typically get for that program. And then we had a $20,000 donation from the Presbyterian Church to the Alva Gold Bug Education Coalition. It's the coalition that provides the school supplies at the end of the year. So had a $20,000 donation then for school supplies. So I would recommend to accept those 3 donations.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve items 5.4.1 through 5.4.3 as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Pingleton,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
5.5, discussion with possible board action vote to approve an out-of-state travel request from the Alva High School Show Choir to travel to Wichita, Kansas on April 25th, 2026 for a show choir trip.
Previously, we had approved an out-of-state trip for the show choir to go to Colorado, Estes Park maybe? Winter Park. That would have been an overnight trip, all that kind of stuff. In the past, they've done those big trips, a big trip being like an overnight, every 2 years. Last year, they went to Branson. We approved that because she needed to be able to apply. They wanted to know that it had been approved. So she's going through the application process. Well, once she got into it, she thinks it's better to go on those big trips every 2 years.
Yeah.
Save a little money and go. So went to Branson last year, we'll go somewhere big next year. All right, wants to take show choir on a day trip to Wichita to watch a performance there at Fine Arts Center. So I recommend to approve her out-of-state request.
You'll be delighted to know they're going to see the music band.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm very excited for them.
They received it in performances from now on.
I move for approval of item 5.5 as presented.
Second.
Hanson,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Pingleton.
Yes.
Item 6, proposed executive session to conduct an ongoing evaluation of the superintendent for 25 Oklahoma Statute Section 307B1. Do I motion to convene into executive session?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Hanson,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.